Police West End Central. Can I have your location, please?
The police station at West End Central
And your name?
covers the heart of London. It includes Mayfair, with its high-class houses, hotels and restaurants. Together with Soho, with its strip joints, street market and cosmopolitan character. There are 55 premises on the division that have either a diplomatic or political connection. An event almost anywhere in the world could be reflected somewhere on this division. Although West End Central Division covers only just over half a square mile, it remains one of the busiest police stations in the Metropolitan Police District. In 1986, it processed over 9,000 prisoners. To police the area, there are 120 uniformed officers, supervised by 4 inspectors and 24 sergeants. These make up the 4 relief system. Although not immediately apparent to tourists, there are very strong communities in both Mayfair and Soho. There are 9 community beat officers under the supervision of an inspector and a sergeant, whose job is to develop links in each of these areas. The club's office is a specialized unit which deals with prostitution, licensed clubs and sex establishments. The Criminal Investigation Department provides the specialized techniques required to investigate the many serious and varied crimes that occur in this division. Detailed crime analysis often enables targeting of particular areas at specified times in order to catch persistent offenders. This is the job of the Crime Squad, a group of uniformed officers who show potential to be detectives, getting possibly their first chance to work in plain clothes. What are the main policing problems that you have on this division today?
Well, the problems at West End Central seem to change little from year to year. They rather depend on the volume of people in the West End, number of tourists. I suppose mainly they're crime, public order, drugs, nuisances and traffic congestion. On the crime front, the theft of and from handbags, with the corresponding problems from deception, the illegal use of credit cards and checkbooks, walk-in thefts, nighttime burglaries, particularly the high-value clothes shops in Mayfair, a number of serious assaults. Those are the sort of things that occupy most of my detectives' time.
What about public order?
Well, public order, we have something like 55 premises on the division which have either a diplomatic or a political significance, ranging from the American Embassy in Grosvenor Square to the Israeli tourist office in Regent Street. And an event almost anywhere in the world could spark off an ad hoc demonstration of some description. Unfortunately, the threat of terrorism is never far away, and at Christmas in particular we have to take extra precautions. The more pleasant public order situations involve movements of the royal family, film premieres and banquets.
And what about the drugs problem?
Well, my uniform officers deal mainly with the buying and selling of illegal selling of drugs on the streets of Soho, particularly the eastern side, around Charing Cross Road, Frith Street and Greek Street. We do have an area drug squad who deal with the handlers higher up the chain, so to speak.
And the nuisance problem?
Well, nuisances cover a variety of things, from drunk and disorderly, street traders, hot dog sellers, prostitutes, club touts. We sometimes get a large influx of spectators from a major sporting event somewhere in London who will descend on Soho, and that can come unexpectedly and involve many of the things I've mentioned.
And the main traffic problem?
Well, traffic has eased considerably since the advent of the wheel clamp. Traffic congestion is often caused by illegally parked vehicles, and the clamp has certainly assisted, but nevertheless there's an enormous volume of traffic comes into the West End every working day, and it's only by strict enforcement of the regulations that we manage, to keep things flowing.
You've got a larger proportion of young officers based at West End Central than at most other stations. Do you see this as a disadvantage?
No, on the contrary, I think it's an advantage. The vast majority of officers here are very young, keen and enthusiastic, and although some are limited on experience, we have such an enormous variety of work to offer them that they can very quickly gain that experience, and they all seem to enjoy working here.
Are you optimistic about the task of policing central London in the future?
Yes, I think I am. The whole force has just undergone an enormous reorganisation. We seem to have got the structure just about right, and I think based on that, with our own divisional structure underpinning it, that the future looks very good.
How do you think that the job of policing may change?
Well, I suppose the pace and the pressure of life will continue to increase. Technology continues to advance, and there must be a danger that we might become more removed from the public, but we shall certainly do our best here to maintain those close contacts with the public, which are so important.
What do you think of the police in the West End?
Well, I think they're brilliant. I find them helpful. They never gave me any problems, so... not very good. Don't like the police much at all.
They're not very helpful when you ask them something. They're really rude.
I've had no dealings with them in a criminal context, and any other time that I've had any dealings with them, I found them fair and even.
The British police is doing the best they can.
Nuisance. I think they're a very fine body of men, personally.
They're not too bad. The only thing I don't like is the wheel clamping. Due to the fact that, I even knew that they wheel clamped a Meals on Wheels van and 14 people went hungry that day.
A lot of racism. Well, that probably sums it up, actually.
I think they're all right. I think they're doing their job and I think they're fine.
I think they're wonderful.
What interested you in the police force as a career?
I wanted a job that involved working with different people. Office work didn't appeal at all, and the variety of police work did. I was married just after I left training school, so the security of the job also had a lot to do with my decision.
Are you a Londoner yourself? Where do you come from?
No, I travel around the world. My father was in the forces in the early part of my childhood, but my family are now settled in the Bournemouth area.
How do you feel about working in the heart of London?
Well, the Met was the only force I applied for, and obviously I'd like to work in the West End, and I got my wish in that way.
What was it like the first time that you walked out of the police station alone after leaving training school?
I was petrified. I was very self-conscious of the uniform. I was terrified of people coming up to talk to me, and I was also terrified of finding a situation I couldn't cope with.
Are there any events that stick in your mind that have occurred since you were posted here?
One particular raid in Soho where we went into an illegal drinker at the early hours of the morning. We were expecting between 20 and 30 people in there. There was only 10 of us, and it turned to be about 200 people in there. It turned a bit nasty for a while, but we found out who the friends were on relief from that.
What are your hopes for your own police career and the police force in general?
I'd like to stay as a PC, I think, for quite a while, just to gain some experience and then eventually take promotion exams. For the force in general, I'd like to see the politics kept out of it. But obviously, there's politics in the police force is quite a large talking point. I don't think it'd be ever able to manage it.
A fast response to calls by members of the public is assisted by computer-aided dispatch.
Charlie 1, Charlie Delta. Go to 26 Davis Street, West 1, Central Station, hold up alarm. Charlie Delta, over.
Yeah, all received, Charlie Delta, Charlie 1 away.
Whether in the street, at the front counter, or in the charge room, The courteous handling of members of the public remains the watchword of the officers at this police station. Everyone depends on the police at some time or other, whether it's to give directions, catch the criminal who broke into your property, or to act with care and consideration whilst they're in custody. Our job is not an easy one.